Yesterday, Attorney General Pam Bondi received backlash from several prominent conservatives over her comments about free speech in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination. Take a look.
There's free speech and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie, in our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything, and that's across the aisle.
It's impossible.
So this morning, apparently, she clarified that she was talking about hate speech that leads to political violence.
Wow.
Now, there's no one that I know who thinks political violence is any kind of acceptable way to do anything. But Bondi is blurring the lines when it comes to what constitutes hate speech, I think. And I just want to say, you know, I always thought that this administration campaigned on ending the weaponization of free speech.
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot of stuff people say that I don't like. I don't like it. But as an American, I have the right to say I don't like it, and they have the right to say it. I will fight for their right to say stuff I don't like, because I will say stuff they don't like, and I don't want them up my behind about it either. So I don't understand, you know.
Well, and I mean, it's important she clarified it, because that was a complete misstating of the First Amendment. And you sort of just kind of quoted Voltaire there. There's a famous quote, well, that's attributed to Voltaire. I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it.
Yes.
That is what the First Amendment is all about. It's actually hate speech that is the most protected speech.
Yes.
The right to offend people in the public square. And listen, Donald Trump energized a lot of young people by running and campaigning as sort of a free speech absolutist and warrior. People were like, of course, I don't want to walk in somewhere and feel like I can't speak my mind. So in these recent days, these kind of leaning into cracking down on it and targeting people when they exercise it is very concerning to me. And I'd also note, Charlie Kirk, who they're doing this in honor of, was somebody who rabidly opposed cracking down on free speech. He defended the right that you do have to engage in speech that may be seen as hateful. So it's not in line with the legacy he would have wanted to leave. But I'll say this, there is a distinction between the government cracking down on speech and then consequence culture. Companies do not have to keep you on payroll if you say something that's out of step with their values. Like when I do see some of these videos, they're on TikTok, they're mostly young people, but celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. It's horrific, it's wrong. Check your soul, look inward. You are not entitled to have a job because you could not hold those feelings in and had to put it out there. You have a right to say it, but you're not entitled to keep your job or to not be chastised in your community.
Well,
so I think people need to remember that.
We're talking about the government right now speaking about free speech, and people at the highest levels of leadership have said this death has been politicized. I would argue it's also politicizing it when you go against the very spirit of Charlie Kirk. And reading in depth, this is one of his main messages, was protect free speech. I know you guys quoted Voltaire, quoting Charlie Kirk himself. There's ugly speech, there's gross speech, there's evil speech, and all of it is protected by the First Amendment. Keep America free. This man was out there speaking and disagreeing with people to protect speech. So I don't think people should then weaponize his memory or his life by politicizing free speech.
I think you should repeat what Voltaire said, who I dated, by the way. repeat what Voltaire said.
I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that's America. And that is America. Those are the foundations of this country, because the founding fathers didn't want the king up their behind when they were pissed about what the king was doing. So they wanted to split it off. This is fundamental USA. This is American. That's what makes us different than so many other countries. So leave it alone. Free speech is free speech. Whether you like it or not, everybody has the right to say what they say. Now, consequences, you might not want to say some stuff out loud. You might not want to, because other people who hear you might not like it. So let's try to, let's maintain some kind of
civility
here